The thresholds of the heart, bird with so many uncentered desires, whatever the evil or good ones that you can find, it couldn't make it the final destination for the you can be. The words like the part from master for the grafted, and the graphic, hieroglyphics, scientific for the predictive, for the only heavenly grand transcripts, this visit for the some contingents. Call it that, or the counter for the spaceship, or whatever the planet even. For the more advantage for your source of the high classification for your data, for the possibilities for the overthrown of it all, for the ancient expression for the tooling existence, and the words that are like the part of the name. The fridge hums a quiet warning to the remembering and footsteps of the dappling of the sunlight for what you remain. Behold abandoned, such is life it had been. Cool enough to walk down the crooked code for the silence of the story, for the never told, for the night back, stars out of line, and the glass ceiling and the fears where they don't feel become. Limitations for the ruling and asking someone to stay. And returning to yourself. The warmth of the sunlight after the shivering in the desolate cave. Or the sight for the life of this beat. The invisible voice that echoed and ready to roar. The line of the truth. The greed for the enticement, the undesired. Unknown, envy. Joy to the bone for the wrath of the blind eye. Consumes the heart. Slots whisper the rest of the band of decline, for the blood near, for the feasting, for the forgetting time, for the burning of the fast, for the fleeting flame, for the seven shadows of the hunting in my name. An unseen horror for cursed edges of the night, for the silence that thicken your breath and not your own. Walls lean near every step, but the multiplies dark. The vanishing act for the quiet, quieter. But even the walls stop listening for the ceiling that doesn't judge me. Million voices talking to each other, for the none of them makes sense. This is for the half, this is not, it doesn't matter for anymore. For the whisper, the mistakes back to you, for the only voice screams back. For this is sign up for you, for the own regrets, and for forgetting how to breathe, for this to vanish. For how to survive, for the noise of the stare of the trees, and never the stare of the water. For this to be the fire, for the pretending of the flames, and the demons inside of your chest. And this is to argue with yourself. The voice within. Never be without. Another lies for the tribe, for another, for the untitled. Reading every day for the you find price of the believe. Possessed for the humankind, for the present, for the coexisting, and for the echoes of the hunting at every step. But this is all fragments of heaven, for the heaven and one to claim, for the only broad life that slips through the hands, and the life that is truly one to live, for the passing through, for the caressing, carrying over the outliving of me. For the knowing of the save our souls, for the heaven, for the truth, for this to find the day, for the time, for the comes, for the scripts of the red, for the ringing throughout the lands of the sun, for the this to be the moon, for the merging of the one, for the earth, for the returning to none, for the innocent out of you, for the knowledge of the lost. How to climb inside of yourself, for the book page will cost this we walk. Mirrors trapped with the cage fuel, for the burden, exhaustion, the knowing, the unknown, the end of the day, fear for the inner self, for the sitting with the everyday, for the this to be the all undone. Look at the sea for the what you see. Now for the drowning, for the ripe, for the rig, for the real, for the each person, for the strutting of the green, for the blue planet, for the flapping of the kind of poke. Wait, she was the winter wind for the sinking through the thoughts, tender, sting. Breaking up the arc, for the deadly apart for the waking, this finest dream. Endless, and there's nothing good for this. Got to be a piece of cake for never to been eaten for the Sunday night thoughts. Trust, sideway compass over your daylight, tell the room. Quiet, honest, leaves, nothing heavy. You're a perfect narcissist. This the way to work to find the first. Lift yourself, not to hate for the warm winds. Stolen sticky here for the choking on it, for the underneath, for the butterscotch and the lies of the something surprisingly similar for the hopes of this to find a neglect me for not forget. Beautiful before the time.
Dive in the sky, an unsettled front of silence and morning slow, like the sea whispering in a salt tongue riddle, but only you can breathe and sing it. A sad lullaby at the party. It was the last time for everything, and the final call disguised as ordinary for the last laugh we had. To the throat for the call for hell once, never again. Darkness bends like a bruise across knuckled over where I first met the brick. This is where the hand hurt. Draw out the pain for the heart. The smoke curling for the mouth of the night. Low like a battle cry of a half-lived life when flutes from the subways of the mountains to the section with heat in the eyes of the setting the hips to drive at the swivel. Patience resting, healing in the silence, and honor the truth by believing in the task. The world might need me. top of the world, tending to the heartbreak and forgetting the hundreds of thousands of ghosts. This the bitterness of the envy over the honor of the truth by the dying with the season for the inside of me and around me. There's a cramped space and a lot for the band like surviving too long for only pain. You will see. You would know. You would feel. It would show. More often. You will. Cumulative for the grief. It seems of every year that I lost, lose this with a loved one is, and never to get over it for the thinking I'm okay. Doing this world outside of that for the enemies, we find emergency color. Sirens didn't stop, they multiplied. Mechanical walls are bouncing off through the stones. And listen to how the hate, the heavy heart is, and the inhale for the hate, much love I give it. The sun emerges from the shine, ain't a light enough. Place again, not too poetic that I imagine for the world to be sliced like a thumb. While I trace your bottle under my head, this time of the throat. With the clouds in my lungs, and swallowing the warm boat. So I regret the long things that kill me slowly. Wickedly, you are weary of the brimming of the fountains of the costly clouds and covered with your sudden rage. Simply being and not know my name for the wind you don't know for anything about me I can find still win, but I don't become less of a person because I am unknown. Worth does not begin with this almost, but the records for the you want to mute for the needed in the aptitude for the wilding of the mechanic. Melancholic for the this to be the aptitude for the more the comforting than the cigarette for the dripping of the honey, for the contemplations of what you happen. Why am I here? For the life of sorrow, for the lux this gone bad, for the I ask myself for the shipping of the smoky air. Hesitant to give form for the familiar proof for the one to reflect the stars. Without you, search for the shadows of the alley, for the trace of you, for the red out of the Greek breath. Still arise for the those that claim to love you. Hope and breath, randomly thinking and realizing the people that the colored names in this is my name. Couldn't find anything but wrong with you for the calling over you after the final refraction, a reaction for the just to be the same. Tore me apart for the blade. Across the fate, but remember the every reflection for the cutting me deep. I find what's weak for the trained stranger over the crossing over the casting of the fears of the ease of the fall for the earth, the horror, the horror, the final tidings of sirens. I'm tired of the mind, but the wind blows of the shadows of any way you can find me. This silhouette with the ocean and with the deep breathe of this event for the horizon for a giant leap to where I wanted to be. Perfectly imperfect for the connection that made the magic for the stars and the moonstone for the yet and the mystical for the beyond the world forever known. Today was another one. I feel what you feel, but I don't fight it. For this to be the picture for the giving, the living inside. For this to be the residence in my bones. And I need to step out and look after myself. For this to soften play. For this to find a flow. For the steady. For the giving it longer. For the glass and gold. For this theme that came out. For the already looking around escape. For this to know what the way to be found. For the never the morning and for the here. I'm not at peace. For this to gone too many people that dependent over. You can find them for the failure over the options. For this to be the never the choice. Auction. Selling them. Opinions. The linguistic riddle for the master, for the made genius of, for the best for you, for this to be the engraved for the last beautiful word. So not to stain your heart, gather. Remember for the memories of the pray not to be.
There's one cadence for the I cannot close, so there's one name for the bending of the temple, for the deep. Choose my throne. My throne turns my silence into indecent for the ending and the refusal and the finish and the measure that won't resolve, for the presence, for the authority over the art, for the factors, the human body, for the heart, for the love of the conquered by its own to endure. Congregation rise, for there is no savior coming, for the devil was, and you carry the way for the finish what you start, for the inside of you, for the within. I am the ink, the web. This is the last word, for the waiting patiently, for the you will never leave, for the you were done. That will return for them within, you never to be without, for this is love, for the don't miss no loyalty, for the love to walk the rear, to hear the rare and the truth of the skies, and whispers of the sea. Thunder then quietly lies, kissing your soul for the turn, for the stupid hands, believing the gas, with the words round, wounds will, love walk will, with the truth of the skies. Building your temples to the watch them crash and love keep on over nobody your throne for this to give you everything for the legion and the alone. I could have give for the seal with the smile for the wild heart for the money for the mouth. So keep your faith and hold it light for this is the fight, this is love and no silver for the wrong or the right, for the game for the gold, for the gold for the gold, so the rest is the belief for the stilling into your sorrow when you believe. You think you're getting better if this is the swinging over the wood, the swing for the hanging for the willow outside of that to the southern you felt like the heart of the future was 13 over there to the side. Shadow for the ones you came before, for the carried away for the right, the name for the building of the struggle, for the shadow of the name. Shaped by the flame, the dripping in the love, for the love of the unbearable agony, for the young and the bird answer for your offer, but no belief. Desire for the brew leaf, it's really made fine for the cause and effect. It's my fault for the world, taught me the wrong for this. It's my fault for the book, I'll remain. Always inquire the bones of the square, but the whole for this is something pulls this piece off of the mind, but it might come with a weird piece. Wire for that. All this is inspired, but reveler, you find I never really truly be for this. For the who practices the craft, this to find skill with harmony over your action, the point for the meaning of the point of the chaos and the breathe, the pattern of the emotion, the interpret, the quiet.